up, guys? It's me, Do Not Obey, and happy St. Patty's Day. Now let's just jump into this short little story, I guess. I just kind of pulled this up. It's from the Cult of Weird, if you want to look up this story. Now this is the curse of the Maynooth ghost room, and I'll try to throw a picture on here or leave the link, okay? So I'm just going to read this as it goes. This is a website. So it says, what compels a young priest in training to commit suicide in this room of Ireland's National Seminary? Now, almost every Irish person has been told of some ghost story from their granny or granddad. The Irish Mirror wrote in a recent roundup of the most haunted places in Ireland, or even witnessed ones themselves, right? So it says, in Ireland, imposing castle walls and ivory-covered manors loom like gray ghosts in the warm glow of the modern world. It is a culture where folklore from the country's ancient pagan roots is interwoven with centuries of Roman Catholic superstitions to create a unique culture in which fairies may swap your wife or child for changelings, and I really like the changelings, an evil lookalike, and it's common knowledge that the devil lurks in the lofts and the halls. Even within the hollowed walls of St. Patrick's College, Ireland's National Seminary in Maynooth, where priests have been trained for over 200 years, a malicious spirit seems to have taken up residence. Now, it says, the story of the ghost room was related to me by Padre Laura, I don't know. Now, this was a scholar of theology and Irish history who studied at Maynooth University. During his time there, he had left details of the legend from his professor, as well as the environment where the story really came to life, in the pubs, where it's retold by locals who had few to many pints of jitters. Now, the history department, where he spent most of the amount of his times, is in the headquarter building known as Rhetoric House. Today, the university and the seminary share a campus. When the Rhetoric House was built in 1834, it served as a residence for priests in training. Now, the ghost room, officially designed Room 2, is located on the same floor as the history professor's office. It is an empty room with a small altar covering only the window, and it is a statue of Saint Joseph, the patron saint of the peaceful death, which occupies this altar. Now, you can still see what appears to be bloodstains on the wooden floor. That's what he said. First suicide happened in the early 1840s. The gruesome scene was discovered after the residents of two missed the day's lecture. When his friends went looking for him, they found him in his room soaking in a pool of his own blood from a self-inflicted wound across the throat. Now, Room 2 was vacant for the rest of the year. I guess it was, right? Now, the following year, the room was assigned to somebody new. They said it was a young woman who was shockingly found dead under the exact same circumstances. Throat slashed, razor in hand. Now, sometime after that, another resident of Room 2 was found lying on the ground outside of the house we're talking about. After he jumped from the third floor window, he was still alive, though barely. Now, before succumbing to his injuries, the student told the college authorities that he had seen a demonic face in the mirror that morning. He then became compelled by a powerful urge to end his life, and this is what I believe is going on, like the movie Room 1408 or something, 1808, you know, where you could never get out and all these people were dying in the room. I'll try to find it if I can. So something came over him, and they wanted him to end his life, so he grabbed his razor uncontrollably. Now, struggling against what he believed was a demonic force manipulating him to cut his own throat, he threw himself through the window to make it stop. Now, after this incident, a priest spent the night in the room hoping to determine what was causing young men, and women to kill themselves. According to the legend, he was so horrified by whatever he experienced that when he emerged the following morning, his hair had gone completely white. He was never able to speak about what he encountered that night. Now, at the time, suicide was regarded as a horrifying sin, and the matter was covered up by the college, and the students were buried in an unconsecrated part of the college cemetery away from the other graves. And that's not fair because it wasn't their fault. Now, room 2 was closed and eventually converted into the auditory, which is today. It is also used as the history department workroom. So if you need to make copies or pick up your graded history exam, you will have to contend with whatever evil that may still be lurking. I know I'm smirking, but hell, I'm just saying, they should, I don't know. But don't bring any mirrors into the ghost room hoping to see the demonic presence, because according to the rumor, this is strictly forbidden. When paranormal researchers Hans Holzer investigated the room with psychic Sybil Leek for ghosts, true encounters from the world beyond, they felt fear and the desire to run, as well as a strong presence around the statue of Saint Joseph. Well, happy Saint motherfucking Patty's Day, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this short little video. Spooky wooky, no pinching here. Gotta love the cycle. Happy St. Patty's Day. Peace, guys.